Alright, y'all. Why do I love trucking? I made it short, but it's a little more deep than that. I've always loved trucks as a kid. I've always loved driving 10 speed. Eventually, I'm going to be at a 13, 15, 18. Eventually, I'm working my way back up to it. It's been a while since I've done a manual. The last time I consistently drove a manual was in 2020 to 2023, but it wasn't every day. So maybe consistency isn't the right word, but it was more recent than a year or two span of none. I started driving in November of 2017, and I drove a 10-speed ProStar. From the ProStar, everything else, aside from the trucks I trained with when I first started driving, my trainers all had manual. They were 10-speed or 9-speed. I didn't drive any other manual after that. Most companies are going automatic all the way. So the only problem I have with the automatic is, here's the scenario. If you're backing up and you're turning and it happens to take some air from your air reservoir, if it gets low enough, your truck won't move. It's run by air. Also, when you back up, it tends to jerk a little bit and jolt and hop up and down. This is very annoying, but most importantly, it's dangerous, because if you're trying to get into a tight spot and it's not smooth, you can have some problems. For example, if you're backing up into a tight dock and it lurches and you're trying to get a perfect eye-line sight, like the side of the trailer, you can't do that easily because you're moving up and down. Plus, if someone's walking and gets in the way, or you have some fragile goods, whoops, those goods might just be knocked over. And I've had that happen before. A company I drove for once that was doing some refrigerated items. I drove a refrigerated trailer, and the jolting was automatic. Delivered my load for my stores I was doing, and I was coming back with a backhaul. It was juice. It was pallet sacks high of juice. They were just over chest height for me, which I'm about 5'10", so that's pretty tall. Just a little bit over 2.5 feet, 3 feet. And one thing I noticed is, if you have a lot of heavy movements, if it's not wrapped and braced very well, it will fall. And when it does fall, you have a mess and lost product. Also, the other part of that is, when you back into a dock, it will slam the dock. And when I mean slam, it's like whiplash. Your head's going like this, but harder. So yeah, that's why I hate automatic trucks.